Welcome to No Apologies on Beck, where we are unafraid to speak the truth. I'm your host, Rick Becker, co-host, Lori Hintz.
Hi there.
Hello, guten tag. It is
Friday. Yeah, we've got a good show.
All right.
Fun stuff.
Okay, first up, we teased it last night, Bastiats.
Well, the thing is that people have been asking about it, and that's the other thing. Is I don't know that people are really aware. There is a misunderstanding and a misinformation out there about what Bastiat really is. I was talking with some friends the other day, and they're like, why don't you just explain it so that people can understand what it actually is? Because labels are put on the group, and people are not necessarily getting the correct information.
Yes. Well, I don't have to do that for you because Alexandra Kautzman already did. She is a reporter for Forum News. Bring up our first graphic. She came out with an article entitled "Legislature's Conservative Bastiat Caucus Members Say They Aren't Extremists but Principled Republicans."
Truth.
Yeah, and so she actually had, as much as we hear all the craziness from some people, she actually got in and interviewed me and Dan Ruby and Ole Larson and got the down low. And so I'll read just a couple of excerpts from her article because you said tell people about it. She has done it for me. So,
excellent.
The Bastiat Caucus, an unofficial, voluntary association of legislators within the North Dakota House and Senate, is often described as an extra-conservative subgroup of the Republican legislative majority. I think that is accurate. Members say they are just Republicans and adhere to party principles. Also 100% true. I've said it before, I'll say it again. The North Dakota Republican Party platform is a fantastic and very simple document. I think, if I remember right, there's nine steps. And they involve limited government, personal responsibility, maximum freedom, freedom in education, Second Amendment, low taxation, legislative integrity. I mean, it's all fantastic things. You want, if you're not a leftist, you want your legislator to follow this platform. That's what the Bastiats do. Okay, Becker said he formed the caucus to be better informed. By the way, I did this in 2013, my first session.
So 8 years ago.
Yes. Better informed and to connect with people who believe in the same platform. It's as simple as that. That is true. It goes on to say, I formed the group just to be able to have communications with people and so that I wouldn't feel isolated and feel uninformed. As much as you hear crazy crap about Bastiats, this is what it is, people.
Right.
Now, she talked to Dan Ruby, who was chair. You know, we kind of elect a chair, a leader. Again, it's not very organized, but he was the chair last session. Ruby said there's no formal recruiting process. Anyone that agrees with Republican principles is welcome to join.
And have.
Ruby said it's just information about the bills. It's a group of friends and like-minded people that want to make sure we're following the Republican principles, and that's all.
So this is a well-written article.
It is. Alexandra, you're my favorite new reporter because you give facts. Yep. Becker said the Bastiats generally vote for legislation that supports Second Amendment rights, reduce government spending, opposes federal overreach. Duh.
It's not rocket science. It's just conservative values.
Now, on the other hand, Representative Boucher, who is the minority leader, Democrat, he characterizes us as certainly being a challenge for him during the session. Well,
challenge is good.
Good. And they quote me again, it's very ironic that sometimes even Republicans will say that we're trying to damage the Republican Party or that we're not real Republicans when we actually are the ones that are strongly advocating the party platform.
That is ironic.
Isn't it?
Slightly ironic.
It's so simple. People will hear things, fringe, stuff, radical stuff, trying to tear down the Republican Party.
I like it when they throw around the word extremist all the time. That just makes me laugh because it's so not true.
Here's the scoop. The reason we're extremist is because we will not change our outlook, our policy position. If it falls in line with our principle, we don't change. We don't change because someone called us and asked us to change. You don't change your beliefs in a principle if your superintendent or your mayor says, hey, you know what, it would be really great if you changed your mind. We don't do that because we're principled. That's why we're extremist.
Right.
That's why we're extremist.
That is kind of extremist, actually standing up for something and sticking with it.
Well, sadly, it's probably true. All right, now, I have a counter article.
That just came out?
Well, it came out within probably hours of Alexander's coming out.
I'm triggered.
It's ridiculous, and it's one of the people that I don't know, they've got this weird thing, and I really, for their own health, I wish that they would seek psychiatric help. Reach out, I'll give you some numbers, it'll be fine. But this article is, the demise of the NDGOP's dominance could come from within. And who do you suppose they're referring to? This person goes, they write in their crazy opinion piece, the Bastiats aren't interested in governing. The Bastiats aren't good at much. Can I tell you something? Just today, 6 gun bills passed in the Senate. Yeah, actually yesterday.
Yesterday, yep.
Yesterday, 6 gun bills passed. The Stand Your Ground rule, the Second Amendment preservation
They're all
law.
good bills, all of them.
The masks, the day before, the mask mandate got passed, the prohibition of mandates. I mean, we don't do much, I guess. Yeah,
Those
right.
were all pretty
And
big deals.
North Dakota is hot in the winter, believe me. What else? I don't. So it's interesting. Here, the ideology of the Bastiats fuses angry Trumpian conspiracy mongering with a strain of populist Bible thumping to produce something that observers often describe as, quote, libertarian or, quote, ultra-conservative, for lack of better terms.
I'm sorry, but all of those are all over the board for me. That just doesn't even...
Right. This writer is
like
simply trying to come up with a bunch of terms.
throwing darts and trying to find something that sticks.
They have no intellectual integrity.
It's so sad.
Whatsoever.
That's really
Zero. They go on to say that calling us libertarians is an insult to actual libertarians and conservatives. He calls us authoritarian-minded cranks.
What on earth?
We're not interested in governing. So here we have is 2 articles that came out, I guess, effectively the same day, diametrically opposed. One has an agenda. One is just simply presenting information to you as she received it from interviews, in-person interviews. I can tell you that the off his rocker blogger that writes does not contact me.
Has
for
not ever
information. No.
interviewed you or
No,
anything?
no,
That's
no,
really
no, no.
interesting that you're going on information when you haven't even actually accessed the source of it. That's interesting.
And so it's unfortunate, but still, we do what we do, which is very simple. We get together, we discuss bills, we have ideas, we say, hey, here's why you should support the bill, or hey, here's a warning, there's a bill coming up that's going to end up being really quite bad. Mm-hmm. We have these informal meetings. People are invited to come if they have any inclination whatsoever to support the Republican platform. Unfortunately, there are a very limited number. I mean, we're all different and we all accept each other's differences, but there is a small group of Republicans that sort of see us as a threat because we're really promoting the platform and we're so strongly adherent to it. And so then they kind of get in, you'll get freshman legislators coming in, and it's just like high school. It's
right, you've got the cliques and you've got the people,
right.
Don't hang with those people, those are the not cool folks.
Right, so there will be some people, the cool kids, the mean girls, that will come and will get hold of freshmen and say, look, just by the way, hey, I'm just doing you a favor. These guys, boom, 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 they're Bastiats, they're crazy, you don't want to be associated with them. If you associate with them, you will not get bills passed, no one's going to respect you.
Wow.
And so, of course, being new, it's like, oh gosh, I guess I better not. And, I mean, it's somewhat effective. Unfortunately, it's just wrong, but that's the way it goes. Anyway, for those of us that strongly believe in these principles of limited government, maximum freedom, we will continue fighting, we will continue representing, whether it's as Bastiats or not. And there you go.
Thank you, Bastiat. Decoded. Very, very well done. And next, I'm really looking forward to introducing you to our #1 fan, and she's here. We'll be with her next.
When you can't find answers to your recurring health challenges, it can feel like your health and your future are being held hostage. The Wellness Way is a network of health restoration clinics that think and act differently to solve the health challenges others can't. Here, we disrupt the standard approach to care through a combination of testing, individual plans, and one-on-one guidance, putting your health and your future where they belong, in your own hands.
40 years ago, Aero Service Team started with one truck and lots of hard work.
Times may have changed, but the hard work that we put in to get your lives back in order after fire, water, and disaster hasn't.
Over the years, we've seen so many families lose their belongings due to water and fire damage. Restoring homes back to the original state has made every hour of hard work well worth it.
Thank you for trusting our family with yours.
When disaster strikes, you only have to make one call. Aero Service Team does it all.
It's every American's right to bear arms. At Mandan Sporting Goods, we're here to help you support your Second Amendment rights, which reads, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Whether you're looking for a pistol for personal defense or collector gun, we have the staff to help you. We also have the area's largest inventory of ammo and reloading supplies.
Mandan Sporting Goods, the area's local gun and ammo specialists.
40 years ago, Aero Service Team started with one truck and lots of hard work.
Times may have changed, but the hard work that we put in to get your lives back in order after fire, water, and disaster hasn't.
Over the years, we've seen so many families lose their belongings due to water and fire damage. Restoring homes back to the original state has made every hour of hard work well worth it.
Thank you for trusting our family with yours.
When disaster strikes, you only have to make one call. Aero Service Team does it all.
Every great pizza has a secret. At New York To Go, that secret lies in our perfectly recreated New York water, the key ingredient to making our signature New York-style pizza. We also feature gyros, with the region's only gyro meat spit, plus Nathan's hot dogs, calzones, and our delicious jumbo buffalo wings. Try a 14-inch or our special giant 20-inch pizza tonight. You gotta know how to fold them if you want to hold them. New York To Go, we deliver for you.
Hey Bucks fans, if you're planning an outing, birthday, or employee appreciation night, then bring your group out to the Buck Stop for a night of fast-paced, high-scoring football. Your group will receive discounted tickets, options for reserved seating, scoreboard messages, VIP services, swag, and a space to gather during the game. You can also participate in pre-game ceremonies, halftime entertainment, in-game contests, and more. Call 701-595-0771 or visit bismarckbucks.com/tickets. All GA is first come, first serve. We'll see you on the turf. Go Bucks!
All right, welcome back to No Apologies on Beck. We now have with us, I guess, our number one fan.
Yeah, the backstory is I was talking to some friends the other day, and one of my friends says, yeah, I know of this little girl, and she totally watches you every single night, and she loves your show. And I'm like, really? Like 10? Like, and they're like, yeah, no, she totally watches it. She knows all sorts of stuff. She's great. I'm like, maybe we could have her on the show. And so we did. We called up. This is April Barbie. April, tell us a little bit about, first of all, how old you are. I already said. And that you have a birthday coming up, right?
Yep, April 20th.
And you're going to be 11.
Yep.
I'm sorry, when's your birthday, did you say? 4/20?
Yep.
You figured that out already, didn't you? Right?
I don't know why she's laughing, but okay.
I don't know either. But so you are a 5th grader where?
At Lewis and Clark Elementary.
In Mandan?
Wait, that's where I went.
Really?
Yeah, you're not impressed, but that's where I went. Yes, very much so.
Yeah, very, very cool. So you have any classes in school where you can talk politics, or does that ever come up?
During social studies, I usually know all the questions. Nobody else does, but I do.
So, and to what do you attribute this extra knowledge that you know all the answers to the questions in your social studies?
Well, one time my teacher was, we were doing stuff at social studies, and she asked who the senators are and the representative. And nobody knew, and I was just raising my hand. And then she finally called on me, and I told her the senators are John Hoeven and Kevin Kramer, and the representative is Collie Armstrong. And she was so surprised I knew what that was.
That was awesome. See, it's great to know your social studies and know your civics like that. That's important. It's helpful in social studies class.
Yeah.
So I understand that you watch the show. I am told that you watch the show frequently with your family.
Yep, every night at 9 o'clock, we all get in the living room and we watch. On commercial breaks, we go to the bathroom.
I love
Awesome. That's what you're supposed to do, or make popcorn.
We do that sometimes.
So I was also told that you are kind of obsessive about watching the show to the point that sometimes you forget that it's a weekend.
Yeah, one day I was like, it's 9 o'clock, we gotta go watch Becker. And then I was told it was Sunday.
Sunday, bummer.
Yeah.
It just cracks me up too. So, oh my goodness. So do you have something that you like about the show that makes you keep coming back and watching it, or are you just forced to watch it because your parents do?
Mailbag.
You love Mailbag?
Yep, I would really like to be on it, but I can't have Facebook.
Yeah.
But being on a show's better.
It is actually slightly better.
I would say just a little bit better.
It is slightly better.
So you
yes.
like Mailbag, because it's interesting. We're going to be bringing that up later, because we asked people if they like brain food, and we have a mixed bag. So let me ask you, what do you think about brain food? Thumbs up or thumbs down?
Thumbs up.
Yeah, you like that too?
Mm-hmm.
She likes to learn. I'm thinking the girl likes to learn. That's all it is, because you obviously like to learn stuff from the show.
Yeah, I like your show because you learn, but it's also fun. It's a double whammy.
It kind of is
So
a double whammy.
let me ask a question. Is there anything that stands out that we really did a bad job on? Like, or there was something that you're like, ooh, that was not good?
When your bourbon's not full.
All right.
Busted, so busted.
All my kids left the house a few years ago. I'm adopting this kid.
I know.
You're coming to my house.
Oh my gosh. So do typical 10-year-olds, like, are there any other people in your class you think that probably watch the show too, or is it just you?
I don't know. I don't think so.
No? Maybe your teacher?
Yeah.
You think your teacher does?
Yeah, we've talked about it before.
Oh, you have? That's cool. That is pretty neat. So, and your whole family watches the show and enjoys it, and
Yep.
well, I have some general, generic kind of questions for you. I want to know what you feel about. How do you feel about how President Trump did? Were you a President Trump fan?
Yeah, I like Trump because he's a Republican, and he wants to make America great, and he's pro-life and thinks all lives matter.
Excellent, well done. I have a picture that we asked you to send us a picture, so I want to talk about this picture a little bit here, too. Look at you! You are totally good with okay, so who are the people on the left?
Kevin Kramer and Chris.
And then Chris, his wife. And then what are you doing on the right in that picture?
It was a Trump parade at the river, and I was on the bridge, and actually my sister was on her jet ski on the river.
Oh, cool. And how was it? Was that really fun to watch?
Yeah.
Kind of makes you feel like there were a lot of people who were his supporters when you see stuff like that. Well, that is a great picture. I just love it. So did you, like, you have this Kramer sign there. Did you walk in a parade or something for Kramer? Or?
Well, one day, me and my sister went to get coffee, and somehow we ended up at the Stop the Steal at the Capitol.
Fun.
And
That's
we were there the whole time, and we saw Kevin Kramer and John Hoeven and Kelly Armstrong and a ton of others.
Excellent.
And then at the end, they didn't play YMCA, and you gotta play YMCA. So we got in the car, and we rolled down the windows, and we jammed YMCA, and we went around the Capitol, and everybody was leaving at the time.
Right.
So everybody heard us, and we were dancing.
Oh, that's so great. I love that so much. This girl knows her conservative stuff. She knows her stuff. Well, that sounds great. That is wonderful. I remember that. That was a really good rally, too. Did you think that was a fun one?
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah. So you've done rallies. You've done river Trump rallies.
Yeah, and then one time, it was a while ago, but me and my sister walked in a Kevin Kramer parade.
You did?
Yep.
That's super helpful to do that too, by the way. Start young and start walking in parades because you will meet the nicest people ever, right?
Yeah, and I'd like to go to way more, but I can't drive yet.
Yeah. So pretty soon you'll be able to drive too. Just don't worry about that. You'll get there fast enough. We're going to take a little break here, but when we come back, we're going to ask her some more questions, a little bit about Biden. And we'll see what you think of that when we come back with April Barbie.
We're the ladies of Another View, bringing you a fresh view on local issues.
And different perspectives you won't get on the mainstream media. Watch us weekday afternoons at 4:30 Central Time on Beck News and at beck.news.
Watch No Filter with me, Debbie Schlussel, for no-nonsense, unfiltered analysis of the news that matters to you. You'll see engaging guests.
It began a 444-day nightmare.
Entertaining analysis, and it has everything to do with something that happened in history. And honest movie reviews. Trust me, this is just atrocious. No Filter with Debbie, weeknights at 10 p.m. Central on Beck News and online at beck.news.
Every great pizza has a secret. At New York To Go, that secret lies in our perfectly recreated New York water, the key ingredient to making our signature New York style pizza. We also feature gyros with the region's only gyro meat spit, plus Nathan's hot dogs, calzones, and our delicious jumbo buffalo wings. Try a 14-inch or our special giant 20-inch pizza tonight. You gotta know how to fold them if you want to hold them. New York To Go. We deliver for you.
It's every American's right to bear arms. At Mandan Sporting Goods, we're here to help you support your Second Amendment rights, which reads, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Whether you're looking for a pistol for personal defense or collector gun, we have the staff to help you. We also have the area's largest inventory of ammo and reloading supplies.
Mandan Sporting Goods, the area's local gun and ammo specialists.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and as you know, my passion is to help each and every one of you get the best sleep of your life. That's why I created my new Giza Dreams bed sheets. I started by using the world's best cotton called Giza. It's only grown in a region between the Sahara Desert, the Mediterranean Sea, and the Nile River. It's ultra soft and breathable, but extremely durable. My Giza sheets also include full 21-inch wide pillowcases that will fit over any pillow and deep pocket sheets that will fit over any mattress. The first night you sleep on my sheets, you'll never want to sleep on anything else.
Go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen right now to get your very own MyPillow Giza Dream Sheets. Giza Dream Sheets are available in a variety of colors. Use your promo code, and for a limited time, when you buy one set of sheets, you'll get another set absolutely free.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit MyPillow.com.
Hey, welcome back. It's No Apologies on Beck, your after-hours oasis of sanity. We are here still with our guest, esteemed guest, April Barbie.
April Barbie was born on 4/20, if you missed that before. So she's got a birthday coming up. She's going to be 11 years old.
11.
Fifth grader at, what did you say? Lewis and Clark?
Lewis and Clark, hello.
Sorry, that's your alma
It's
mater.
Mandan.
Sorry about that, sorry. My bad. So we're talking to April because April is a big fan of the television show No Apologies with Becker, and was it pretty cool to get to see him in person?
Yeah.
I could see your face when she saw him. She's like, oh, okay, hi, Mr. Pastor, Dr. Becker.
Okay. What's your question?
Okay, so I've got a question for you. I want to know your thoughts on the direction of the country. So what do you think about President Biden and the job he's doing so far?
I don't like Biden.
You don't? Not a big fan?
Well, first of all, he undid everything Trump did. And he well, he doesn't support all lives. He supports just Black lives, and he can't even say like a full sentence without like blah, blah, blah.
Oh my God. That is problematic for a president not to be able to say a full sentence when he's got, his hand on the lever of nuclear codes and things like that, I suppose.
Do you think that, do you think it's because do you, in your perception when you're watching him, do you think it's because he's old or, has Alzheimer's or demented, or do you think does it seem like he's dumb? What does it seem like to you?
I don't know.
No idea?
He's
Okay, fair enough.
Okay, my next question is about cancel culture. Have you heard the term cancel culture before?
Yes.
You have. So what's your perception of what cancel culture is and what it's doing?
Well, I feel like when somebody has to say something and then nobody can see it.
Right.
And lots of that stuff's important. And if people can't see it, then they don't know it.
Yeah, exactly. So conservatives are being canceled, do you think? Do you think Democrats and liberals are being being censored as well too, or?
Not as much. I don't think they are.
So they can get their message out, but the Republicans and the conservatives cannot.
Exactly.
Okay. Now, I noticed when we saw that picture of you that we showed a little earlier and you were watching the boat parade below, I noticed that you're into the whole red, white, and blue thing. I'm just guessing, right?
Yep. I think if you wear that stuff, then people can see you and then they know who you are for. And I think it's another way to so people to put who you are, and yeah.
And patriotism is obviously pretty big to you too.
Yeah, I like it.
Yep, it is. It's important though too. Did you learn that from your parents? That's my question.
Yeah, and my sister.
And your sister too, who's big
Yeah.
into patriotism too. Yep. And so your family is probably pretty patriotic all over.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. So when my kids were little, I remember overhearing a conversation, and the things you believe, of course, are from what you learn, right? Whether it's reading or TV or anything, your parents, your family, your friends. And I was overhearing my son's conversation with his friend, and he was probably, your age, maybe a little bit younger. And at that time, he said that he was in favor of this person running for president because it wasn't my son, the friend said, because he gives you free stuff. And then my son said, well, I'm in favor of the other guy because he lets you keep your own stuff that you earn. Now that's kind of a simple way of putting it, but do you ever have conversations with your friends about that kind of thing?
Not really, but my friends have learned a lot from me. I try to teach them everything, and they're like, how do you know all this stuff? And I'm like, I watch the news.
Well, that's fantastic. I mean, we talk to our viewers about what they can do to try and make the world a better place and to be involved. And the number one thing they can start doing is be informed and then let other people know, to help other people be informed. So already at your age, you're doing that. I think that's amazing. That's amazing. Good for you.
And I think it's great too, April, that you think it's fun to watch the show, because people would watch, so a 10-year-old would watch a news show like this and kind of go, that is so lame and boring. But you enjoy it because you like learning stuff, obviously.
Yeah. I think it's important to learn stuff, especially if you know stuff when you're older and you know who you're voting for and what you're voting for. So I think it's important to know that when you're young too.
And also be an informed voter, exactly like April. Watch and learn, people. So you thought President Trump did a pretty good job when he was president?
Yeah, I liked him. He supported he supported all lives, and he was pro-life, and he wanted to make America great.
Do you think he made America pretty great?
Yeah.
I think so too. He did a pretty good job of that. And now we have President Biden, who, like you said, is undoing all of the things that President Trump did too. So you had your picture taken with Senator Kramer. That must have been pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? Yeah, there she is. That's cool. That's the great thing about North Dakota, don't you think? Because you can actually see people up close, like Rick Becker, Representative Rick Becker in person, and Senator Kramer. This is the great thing about living in North Dakota, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is. So, any other thoughts for us about politics and watching No Apologies? Would you recommend it to your friends?
Yeah, I would.
I've got a question for you. So sometimes when you hear people on TV and they have opinions that seem different from what you are believing or what you hear the people that you trust believe, does it seem like they just don't understand? Does it seem like they're like bad people? Why do you think a lot of people have different opinions than what like you have or Lori has or I have?
Well, I think that, they're hearing a different side of every story, and they're watching different news, and they hear that side of the story, and we see the other side. So I think when I hear their side, it's usually completely opposite than ours. So I try to respect their opinion, and like, you do you.
Yeah.
If that's what you believe, fine.
Right, exactly. But you're exactly 100% right about getting your news source too. How do you pick what you're watching for news?
Well, when the election rolled around, we were looking for news that wasn't fake.
Right.
So we actually started watching Newsmax, and then we wanted something local. So we started watching your show, and we've been watching it ever since.
That is super cool. All right. Extra brownie point for April right there. That's pretty cool.
What, April, do you have any idea what you want to be when you grow up, I guess we'll say?
Well, I don't exactly know yet, but I want to teach people politics and stuff for sure.
Yeah. So this seems like it feels like it's your zone, it's your passion.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you seem to be a natural for it, I'll tell you that. I think you could probably go into high schools, and I'm not even exaggerating. You could literally go into high schools and teach high school kids right now, today, and you would be successful at it. So I'm very impressed, very impressed.
Thank you for coming on the show. We have loved having you. I hope you have a great birthday on 4/20. And thanks for coming on.
All right. Thank you very much, April. Or, yeah, I was going to say Barbie. April Barbie.
Yes.
Does anyone ever get that backwards? They say Barbie April?
No, but they always call me April Barbie instead of April.
April Barbie. April Barbie. It was fantastic having you on, folks. We are going to be back. We've got mailbag coming up. Hang with us.
We're the ladies of Another View, bringing you a fresh view on local issues.
And different perspectives you won't get on the mainstream media. Watch us weekday afternoons at 4:30 Central Time on Beck News and at beck.news.
Watch No Filter with me, Debbie Schlussel, for no-nonsense, unfiltered analysis of the news that matters to you. You'll see engaging guests.
It began a 444-day nightmare.
Entertaining analysis, and it has everything to do with something that happened in history. And honest movie reviews. Trust me, this is just atrocious. No Filter with Debbie, weeknights at 10 p.m. Central on Beck News and online at beck.news.
Every great pizza has a secret. At New York To Go, that secret lies in our perfectly recreated New York water, the key ingredient to making our signature New York-style pizza. We also feature Gyros, with the region's only gyro meat spit, plus Nathan's hot dogs, calzones, and our delicious jumbo buffalo wings. Try a 14-inch or our special giant 20-inch pizza tonight. You gotta know how to fold them if you want to hold them. New York To Go. We deliver for you.
It's every American's right to bear arms. At Mandan Sporting Goods, we're here to help you support your Second Amendment rights, which reads, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Whether you're looking for a pistol for personal defense or collector gun, we have the staff to help you. We also have the area's largest inventory of ammo and reloading supplies.
Mandan Sporting Goods, the area's local gun and ammo specialists.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and as you know, my passion is to help each and every one of you get the best sleep of your life. That's why I created my new Giza Dreams bed sheets. I started by using the world's best cotton called Giza. It's only grown in a region between the Sahara Desert, the Mediterranean Sea, and the Nile River. It's ultra soft and breathable, but extremely durable. My Giza sheets also include full 21-inch wide pillowcases that will fit over any pillow and deep pocket sheets that will fit over any mattress. The first night you sleep on my sheets, you'll never want to sleep on anything else.
Go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen right now to get your very own MyPillow Giza Dream Sheets. Giza Dream Sheets are available in a variety of colors. Use your promo code, and for a limited time, when you buy one set of sheets, you'll get another set absolutely free.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit MyPillow.com.
Yes, that's right, folks. It's time for mailbag, and it's no apologies on Beck. So
we're just going to dip right into the old mailbag here and see what people have been saying. Let's start and see what's on the screen.
We have so many topics,
I know, right?
So this one's marijuana. 420.
It does affect others, no doubt about that. Bad behavior always affects others, and in this case, it generally creates more crime. Check Colorado.
Well, yeah, it's not quite that easy. There is causation and there's correlation. So yes, in fact, two things happened almost simultaneously. Marijuana was passed, crime went up. But that doesn't mean that one caused the other. So my example I love is it's true that people who carry matches in their back pocket have a higher incidence of lung cancer. So is that causation or correlation? It's obviously correlation because people who carry matches tend to be smokers. Smokers have lung cancer, but it's not causation, it's correlation. And so that's what you have to look at here. A lot of other things, we won't go into it now, but a lot of other things also occurred in Colorado. And yes, their crime went up in some respects, but not because of the marijuana, I will contend. So.
Okay. All right, the next one has to do with mask mandate.
Says, Dr. Becker, I saw your photo behind your sign on Rob Port's blog email. I thought I would search to see if you have a news article that has some facts and figures I could read. I totally agree with you on North Dakota, Minnesota mandates, not really doing diddly squat to change the curve, and I would be very interested in seeing any facts you might have that illustrate that. I missed your Bismarck broadcast, but thought if you had an article written on the subject to send it to me. I hoped you kicked some butt in today's street debate. Good luck.
So that's going way back.
Let's go. Well,
so somebody has seen that.
Right. I think he might have seen it and then
Crowder.
thought it was more current.
I see.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I don't have. We've covered it. We're going to cover it again. But we sent out a ton of facts. In fact, we're going to cover it again soon because it goes along with what Paul Carson, the epidemiologist or public health guy in Fargo, is saying, and the opposition to eliminating the mask mandates, which were successful. So we have the science. The science is on our side. We have proven it. We will prove it again, and I'll do it probably within the next week or two.
Excellent. All right, the next one deals with brain food here. So we have the question up on the top is brain food, keep it or dump it?
Now we know April said keep it.
Yes, so we can add her to the keep it list. So
and she counts for 10 other people, so that's 10. That's 10 yeses.
Yes, I also privately got a letter, an email from my dad, and my dad's like, definitely you need to keep it too.
Your dad, okay.
Yeah, so all right, dump it and spend the time on interviews
and news items.
So That's a hardcore viewer. They don't want anything. Dump it. Okay.
Another one says, during the heat of the remaining few weeks of the legislature, I would suggest focusing on those hot topics. Move brain food to the back burner to simmer during the last weeks and bring it back with a blast. So that's kind of like put it on hold. Then a dump it, then keep it, then a keep it, then a dump it. And then there's a truck. I don't know what it means. There's a truck. It's got some sand.
That's a pretty good editorial comment, too.
We have someone saying it's a waste of time.
And another email, you, Becker, have a maniacal sense of humor. Lori is fun, too.
I would say maniacal.
All right, all right.
You know, I hate to correct
You're right.
you,
No, you're right.
Miss
Maniacal.
Word lady.
No, you are correct. I'm nerdy. Lori is fun, too. Keep the brain food. So keep the brain food. Maniacal.
Lori is fun,
You're
too.
right.
Keep the brain food. Okay, that's a good one. Maniacal. That's better than macabre.
That's better than macabre.
I know, I like macabre.
You're definitely macabre. So I'm definitely on those. Yeah. All right. All right, here we go. Hi, Rick and Lori. You already know I'm not a fan of your brain food segment, but I thought I would weigh in again. No, Rick, I don't dislike it because I'm bitter. I just don't like it because I'm not 4 years old watching Sesame Street. If I want to know the definition of a word, I can and will look it up myself. But because people are probably afraid of offending you and Lori, obviously I'm not, brain food will probably continue. Here's an idea. Move it to the end of the show so that people like me who change channels when it comes on can still watch most of your show. Ta-da! Win-win. Have a good weekend. What do you think of that idea?
I don't know. I like it where it's at. But no. So I did say something about if you don't like it because you're a bitter person. Obviously, I was joking. But I will say he says he or she says that they don't. It has the aggressiveness of a he. So I'm going to say he. It says they're not 4 years old. I would bet that 90% of the stuff that we do on brain food you don't know, even though you're not 4 years old. However, I respect your opinion, and that's why we ask the question to kind of get an idea, because we want to present to people the stuff that interests them. So thank you for weighing in apparently a second time.
Well, the whole premise of the show too is to just give you some truth and give you an alternative to all of the fake news that you get. You know, April was talking about that too. You know, some people will give you some information, other people will give you not so truthful information, and so that's kind of the shtick. That's the kind of the goal of the No Apologies show. So.
It is indeed. All right, one more.
Okay.
A new other form has been received through the Beck Public website. It sounds like a public
this is interesting.
Broadcasting warning. Okay, what is Beck possibly thinking putting that awful Becker on TV? Find the dumbest, least fact-based person in North Dakota and put him on TV? He makes Beck look absolutely pathetic. Thank you, Beck. Because of your decision to put an absolute moron on TV who lies more than Trump, which should not be possible, I cut my Dish subscription and saved $100 per month in these times. We do not need another liar on TV. Great job making the world worse, Beck.
Wow.
Yes, and so here's a suggestion.
Minute.
Here's a suggestion. I have one suggestion for them.
Okay.
If you found that our show and my propensity for lying made you cut, or it was necessary for you to cut, what was it? Dish subscription. I want to let you know you can still see our show on your phone or on computer. So you may need to cut your internet subscription and your phone subscription and get rid of both of those as well, so that you don't have to subject yourself to this show or my line. You might want to save yourself a whole lot more money instead of just exercising your choice.
Well, I'm sitting here thinking, I'm wondering, have you been lying this whole time? I mean, I'm just curious here, because it seems to me if he says it, he's obviously right. So obviously you've been lying the whole. Seriously,
so
what is wrong with you?
I'm so sorry, Lori.
Have you been lying to me? Have you been lying to me too?
I don't have anything for you.
Well, I am sorry, but I'm mad. I'm not going to do this. I'm so not doing this. I'm not going to have anything
Are you gonna
to
walk
do.
out?
Seriously,
I'm gonna get April.
liar McLiar
I'm
pants.
gonna call April.
Liar McLiar pants.
Okay.
I'm just sure. I'm out.
Okay.
Seriously, if you're gonna lie all the time, that's ridiculous. I'm out here. Bye.
Okay.
See ya. Liar.
Oh my God. All right, folks.
I'm out of here.
Okay, goodbye. We're gonna do off the cuff. Hang with us.
Liar.
When you can't find answers to your recurring health challenges, it can feel like your health and your future are being held hostage. The Wellness Way is a network of health restoration clinics that think and act differently to solve the health challenges others can't. Here, we disrupt the standard approach to care through a combination of testing, individual plans, and one-on-one guidance, putting your health and your future where they belong, in your own hands.
40 years ago, Aero Service Team started with one truck and lots of hard work.
Times may have changed, but the hard work that we put in to get your lives back in order after fire, water, and disaster hasn't.
Over the years, we've seen so many families lose their belongings due to water and fire damage. Restoring homes back to the original state has made every hour of hard work well worth it.
Thank you for trusting our family with yours.
When disaster strikes, you only have to make one call. Aero Service Team does it all.
He once won a spelling bee in an ancient language that he did not speak. He is the only man to ever earn extra credit on an IQ exam. His academic degrees are considered legitimate spending currency in 22 nations, 2 principalities, and at Chick-fil-A restaurants in the United States and Western Canada.
I do not always engage with education programming, but when I do, it is the Dr. Duke Show.
Stay educated with the Dr. Duke Show, weekdays at 4 p.m. on Beck News.
40 years ago, Aero Service Team started with one truck and lots of hard work.
Times may have changed, but the hard work that we put in to get your lives back in order after fire, water, and disaster hasn't.
Over the years, we've seen so many families lose their belongings due to water and fire damage. Restoring homes back to the original state has made every hour of hard work well worth it.
Thank you for trusting our family with yours.
When disaster strikes, you only have to make one call. Aero Service Team does it all.
Every great pizza has a secret. At New York To Go, that secret lies in our perfectly recreated New York water, the key ingredient to making our signature New York-style pizza. We also feature gyros, with the region's only gyro meat spit, plus Nathan's hot dogs, calzones, and our delicious jumbo buffalo wings. Try a 14-inch or our special giant 20-inch pizza tonight. You gotta know how to fold them if you want to hold them. New York To Go, we deliver for you.
It's every American's right to bear arms. At Mandan Sporting Goods, we're here to help you support your Second Amendment rights, which reads, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Whether you're looking for a pistol for personal defense or collector gun, we have the staff to help you. We also have the area's largest inventory of ammo and reloading supplies.
Mandan Sporting Goods, the area's local gun and ammo specialists.
Stocks don't go very good. All right. Oh, God. Okay, we're back. It's No Apologies on Beck. Folks, you deserve a medal. If you've hung through this entire evening and you're still with us, a medal. A medal, a medal, a medal, especially after that last
Okay, we are finishing up tonight with an off the cuff.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right. Off the cuff, he does no prep. I do the prep. He has no idea in advance what we're talking about. I'm going to throw things at him and just see how he reacts with a liberty and freedom-minded answer of some sort. So here's my first one on off the cuff. Technocracy takeover. Apple's...
Bergam. I'm sorry, what?
No. Put it up on the screen, please. Apple CEO Tim Cook wants Americans to vote via iPhone. What could possibly go wrong? All right, this first one. I would dream that because I think that that's where we live, Cook told the Times. We do our banking on phones. We have our health data on phones. We have more information on a phone about us than is in our houses. So why not? And he goes further and says, the right to vote is fundamental in a democracy, Cook told Axios last week. American history is the story of expanding the right to vote to all citizens. And you'll notice he used the word democracy again. They always do that incorrectly. The right to vote to all citizens, and black people in particular, have had to march, struggle, and even give their lives for more than a century to defend that right. Apple believes that thanks in part to the power of technology, it ought to be easier than ever for every eligible citizen to exercise their right to vote, he continued. We support efforts to ensure that our democracy's future is more hopeful and inclusive than its past.
Yeah.
I know, right? My question for you is this: of whom do we need to be more afraid? Big pharma or big tech?
Well, big tech.
Do you think big tech is worse than big pharma? Because big pharma is pretty powerful as well.
No. Well, I think big pharma. I mean, big tech by far. Big pharma, I mean, they're just like any other huge, multi-glomerate corporation, and they want special government,
I know people who are just all big pharma. Big pharma is the most dangerous thing. But this tells me that big tech is ready to take over voting. They're going to take over. Well, we talked about ESG. I mean,
big tech, big pharma is here.
Okay.
Big tech, I can't put my hand up high enough.
Okay.
Big tech controls everything in our lives. Big tech controls, and we were talking with April, what we see, what we know to be truth is what we're exposed to. Big tech controls what we're exposed to. So big tech by far is the risk. When it comes to voting, I'll tell you this. Right now, I disagree 100%. We should have paper ballots. You should go, you should vote. You should have very short, if any, early voting. You should have very extremely limited mail-in voting. There should not be drop boxes. It should be old
simple,
school.
old school.
Right?
I agree
now,
with you.
not everything's going to be that way, right? Now, when you can safely, predictably, and reliably apply blockchain technology to your vote, then we'll start talking. But right now, this is a recipe for disaster. We're not there yet. I admit at one point we probably will be, unless we hit the apocalypse and there isn't the technology and we just go and we put our black rock or our white rock in the bag because there is no other technology.
I kind of like the idea of bringing back the ink on your finger thing. They do that in various other countries across the world where they need to say, I have voted because I have ink on my finger. I think I'm with you on the old school thing. I kind of am too. All right, my next topic is a little different. This one is an article that talks about the Oxford academics. And let's show this one on the screen. So the Oxford academics went on to pronounce that teaching the piano or conducting orchestras could cause students of color great distress, as the skills involved are closely tied to white European music. What they are essentially saying here is that sheet music equals white supremacy. Professors at the university said that the classical music, which is taught at Oxford, which includes Beethoven, Mozart, Schubert, among others, is too focused on white European music from the slave period. And then there was this other rebuttal. And this gentleman says, mocking the woke push from the university, London mayoral candidate and Heritage Party leader David Curtin said, for goodness sake, Oxford is supposed to be one of our top universities that promotes academic rigor and excellence. It should not be peddling woke nonsense like classical music is racist and sheet music is non-inclusive. What say you? And you know trees are under attack as well, right? You know that trees are also racist. I've got one other thing to show you. Trees are also racist as well. Trees are under attack for white supremacy. Fox News says that in Portland, the Portland Public Schools Board of Education was set to vote on the new mascot last Tuesday, but Director Michelle DePass raised concerns about the tree's possible connotations with lynching in the early 20th century. My questions are, evergreen trees and paper sheet music racist?
This, your question makes me sad.
I know, right?
So there's so much to unwrap here. So these people are unhinged. Mm-hmm. They're off their rocker. Everything they view is through the prism of skin color. They don't see people for people. Everything must be construed to and be interpreted as to a group that is oppressed and a group that is victimizing, right? The oppressor.
Oppressor.
And what's fascinating to me is how these people really are the racists. Number one, if you evaluate everything based on the color of someone's skin, that is the definition of racism.
You are racist.
Secondly, the fact that in this effort to keep the nation divided, to keep many different groups of people subservient and dependent, which is what they are doing, again, they enact a form of racism. each of these things, we need to protect people of color. I mean, I guess that means all color except peach or white.
Right. I'm pasty. It's all true.
No,
You're peach, I'm white.
To think that they need protection from you liberals, you ultra-leftists, that they need protection and you are their savior, how demeaning. How demeaning is it for a person of color that you think they need you? They need you to protect them from flippin' classical music, sheet music, from everything? I mean, it's disgusting.
I'm trying to figure out the tree thing. That just makes no sense.
Again, it's just off the
evergreen.
rocker.
Evergreen.
Well,
evergreens are like this.
They talk about a slave period. You know what the slave period is? It's the history of the world up until the 18th and 19th centuries.
There were biblical
The history
slaves.
of the world, the slave period.
Yep.
Go to 1000 AD. Slave trade.
It's true.
Is it only? You got me.
No,
You got me
you're
going, Lori.
exactly right.
Gonna
I'm sorry.
stop right
Now he's
there.
triggered, but all right. So trees and paper are not racist, is what you're saying. So
I refuse to answer the
It's
question.
ridiculous. The things that I found sometimes, and I was trying to figure out what I was going to talk about today, and they're getting more and more outlandish and ridiculous as we go.
But I think a couple of those comments need to be taken in, and people need to ruminate on those things. Number one, the people that are saying these things are the racists. The ones that are calling people racist are the racists because everything is viewed through a prism of skin color. The second is it's also racist to think that people of color, minorities, whatever group that you're trying to protect, that they need your protection, that they can't do things on their own without your help. That is true racism.
So on Monday, join us again because we have some great stuff on the docket for you.
Guns, and more guns!
We're going to talk about guns, and we're also going to go over one of Biden's cabinet members, too, another one of those. So join us next time. We'll see you then.